Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today's video it's gonna be like a rumble with some gun chewing. We have orbit. So I'll be doing like a number of things today. First of all, I just want to say I had a terrible day. So I wanted to change a flight from Turkish Airlines because I had a long layover. And okay, before I start, make sure you subscribe to my channel, guys. So I wanted to change my flight because I had a long layover. So I go on the website. This is Turkish Airlines. I go on the website and then I click the flight that I want to change. And then it doesn't tell me how much of a difference I'm gonna have to pay, right? And I'm like, okay. It says it's gonna tell me at the end after I'm done selecting the next flight that I want to take. So I select the flight. I go towards the end and it said this is how much you're gonna pay, this is how much you're gonna get back. So I'm assuming that the amount that I paid initially, it's gonna be updated to this new amount, and then I'm gonna get some change back because the new amount is lower, like $70 lower than the other amount. So I pay and everything, and then later on I see that they took the entire amount from my account instead of updating the last one. So I call them and I'm like, what's going on? They're like, oh, so the money you paid was the difference for the new flight on top of the one that you paid already. I was like, what the hell? I was livid, like I was so upset. And I want to tell you guys that the amount that I paid was so much, like it was literally how much I paid for the other flight, a $70 difference. I was like so upset. I feel like their website is so misleading because like why would you not tell me that this is not the this is the difference instead of the updated amount? Like, anyways, that was like what I struggled with today, and it hurts me so much. So like on my last video I asked some people what your favorite triggers, like I asked the question what your favorite triggers are and stuff, so I could do a video on it. And almost everybody on that post, about 3-4 people, literally said gum chewing and whispering is like their favorite trigger. And I know this to be true because all of my videos where I'm chewing gum and whispering have been doing so well. So it's only natural. It's only natural that those will be your favorite triggers. So I bought a couple of like shades from Shein. I want to show you guys. So I think this mustard one suits me well. Let me know in the comments which one is your favorite. I think this is mustard. It could be, I don't know. This one and the other one are quite similar. Hold on, before I start, I actually need a thumbnail. I think I'm gonna do okay. These ones too. I think these I'm gonna give to my sister. They seem very childish. My sister is small, so let me know if you want a video of me tapping all of my sunglasses. If you want a video of me tapping my sunglasses, I will do a video for you. I feel like a secret agent. So for those of you who don't know, my name is Mariana. I feel like this microphone is not working. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with it. And then I also have these. These are clear. These will make me look smart. So I used my new. I have a pimple patch here. I don't know if you can see it. I used my new skincare product, so I am glistening. So this one here, I bought it because I want to look smart. I want to look like I want to look like I know what I'm doing in life, you know, like I'm a college student. Oh, I'm gonna do a role play of a therapist using these. Do you think I will look good? I don't want to like mess them up. These are pretty good. Okay, so I also wanted to talk to you guys like about my favorite K-dramas. Like I am currently obsessed with K-dramas, and I'm gonna give you guys top 5 of the ones that I have watched. I don't think I've even watched more than 5. Have I? I don't know, but I will show you guys. I'll put pictures here of the names of the K-dramas that I have watched and what I like about them and what I don't like about them, because there's some K-dramas that I just feel like, what the hell is going on here, you know? So this one I bought as well. These are pretty much trendy right now. So I have a big nose, so it's squishing my nose. I have to pull it closer. So I basically want to talk about my favorite K-dramas. So top 5 of the K-dramas that I've watched. Okay, so the last K-drama that I watched was called See You in My 19th Life. It's basically about a girl that that remembers her past lives. Like she's had 19 lives, and obviously they don't tell us why she's had all these memories of her past lives. But like she on her 18th life, she meets a boy that she really likes, and they're about like 12 years old or so, and they play together every day, and she keeps telling him that she remembers her past lives and she knows she's gonna come back when she dies, blah blah blah. And obviously the other boy is like, you know, it's not taking it seriously, and so they get involved in an accident, and then she dies and he survives, and then she gets reborn immediately, like the following year. And so she gets reborn into a very poor family. In fact, her dad was abusing alcohol, and so she one day runs away from home, goes looking for her niece from her 16th, from her 17th life. So in her 17th life, she used to be a man, and she used to work at the circus, and she had a niece. But the niece is like all grown up now, obviously in her 50s. And so she goes to her and she says all these things to her, and the niece immediately remembers that the uncle told her that he'll come back, like will be reborn. And so at this point she's 9 years old, and then the niece remembers her and takes care of her like a mother, and then gives her money to go look for that boy. That boy has issues, obviously, because he's like traumatized from the accident. She doesn't tell him, like she tells him, marry me, like out of the blue. And that boy is like a teenager. I think he's like 17 or something. And obviously at this point I'm a little bit uncomfortable because it's giving pedo. Like it's a little pedo, because the girl is like half his age at this point. And I'm like, yes, of course the soul is older, but she's reborn into a body of a young girl. She's like, marry me. And he starts laughing because it's funny. And then fast forward, he leaves and goes to Germany to study there. And then she remains in the country and she studies really hard. And then she finds out that he works for not finds out, but like she knew the family. His family was super rich. They had an engineering company. They had like a huge conglomerate company. And so she basically goes, well, she studies really hard and becomes an engineer. And at this point, she excels in everything she does because she's like forever. And so she wants to move to Germany so she can meet with him, but she couldn't do that. And then finally he moves back into the country and he takes over his late mother's hotel, and so she transfers and she works at the hotel, which is a different career altogether. And when she gets there, she's like confessing her love to him, and it's like, who are you? And obviously a lot of stuff happened. Like, I don't want to spoil it for people who's never watched it, but like a lot of things happen to a point where he falls in love with her because she reminds him of the girl that died in the accident. And then the sister also feels like she reminds her of that girl. And so I'm like, I'm rambling, but this is what the video is for. So fast forward, she tells the sister, she has a sister obviously from the past life, she tells the sister who she is, and they get super close. It's so emotional because the mother believed her when she said that she'll come back and kept her room the way it was, but she never told her mother who she was, which I think it was a little bit cruel on her part, because technically his sister didn't remember her because her sister was like a toddler when she died. So the person who could have used the information that she was reborn was the mom, especially because she believed her. Like, she would have believed her immediately. And so, and then ultimately she tells the guy, and the guy doesn't believe her at first, and then later on. So like, the boy doesn't believe. The boy at the beginning doesn't believe her, and then ultimately believes her because she had left a box, like a jewelry box with the lock, and the key was hidden in a book that was her favorite book. And And so she tells him where the book, like where the key is. He goes there. It was at his house. He goes there. He finds it. And then he's like super shocked, like, oh my god. And then he believes her, obviously, and they start like a relationship of some sort. And then a bunch of, like a guy and a girl. A guy pretends to come and work for her niece. But that guy was from her past life, like her first life, and she doesn't remember her first life, which is the reason why she remembers all these lives, was because of her first life, and she doesn't remember. And that guy gives her these bells. It's like, you gotta ring these bells so you can remember your first life and who made you like this. And obviously she remembers that. I don't want to spoil it to you guys. So if you haven't watched it, go and watch it. I don't like the ending because it's not a cliffhanger, but I would have preferred an ending where they explored a little bit more the Nora, because at the end she became a normal person. So like, that's a spoiler, sorry. So like, I would have liked to see how she goes back to obviously she's not gonna remember anything, but how she falls in love with these people again. I would have loved that. So that was the movie that I just finished watching, the series that I just finished watching. It's called My 19th Life. See You in My 19th Life. And another one that I had watched was Hometown Cha Cha Cha. So it's about a dentist who moves to this small town and opens her own practice. And then she meets this guy. It's like a opposite attract type of situation, and it's so fun and like very homey. Like, it gives you such a feel good emotion. That's what I liked about it. And it had like a slow burn, like all K-dramas have a slow burn type of relation, like love and romance, which is really good because like, even when they hold hands, it's such an emotional, it makes you feel really good. When they kiss, it's like, oh my god, fireworks. You know, in America, a lot of shows, they have sex on the first day they meet, and so it takes away the magic. So in K-dramas, like most K-dramas don't have sex scenes, but the way you feel about the character, you can feel the passion that the characters have, like you can feel everything. And so I think that is really, really nice. Obviously on this one they end up together at the end. I really liked everything about it, and I would give it a 10 out of 10. The other one, See You in My 19th Life, I would also give it, like, I would give it a 9 out of 10. And then another one that I watched was Korean Odyssey. So Korean Odyssey, I hated the ending. It has a cliffhanger, and I hated that. Korean Odyssey is about, it's also a little pedo for me, but the fact that the actors are the same age in real life just makes it better. Like, it makes me feel better. But it's about a girl who can see like the spiritual realm, and so she basically, when she's like 6-7 years old, she saves this monkey god from eternal jailhouse, and then she possesses these powers from the beginning, but then she has more powers, and her blood attracts like all sorts of creatures, supernatural creatures. And I'm not really good at explaining stuff, So so in this series, there's a guy who's like who's also a god, and then there's the one she freed is also like a monkey god, and he lives with this other one they call Lucifer. And so the one they call Lucifer gets that girl a bangle that they use to imprison the other one's emotions, whereby he'll listen to everything she says, type of situation, like a slave, like an enslavement bangle. And obviously it also makes him feel a deep love towards her, but it's not real because of the bangle. And at the end we find out that obviously his feelings had grown and they were real. And then this is spoiler alert, she dies and he becomes broken and his memories, they go away, but then they slowly come back and he goes to the underworld to look for her, and it ends like that. And this is like, the series was done in 2018, so there's no season 2, and it finished on a cliffhanger, and I hated that, so I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. And the actor on that one has another cliffhanger series called Vagabond, and I hated that cliffhanger too, because Vagabond is about an uncle who loses his nephew in a flight crash, but later finds out that the crash was orchestrated by this big company because they wanted to secure a deal with the government. He works really, really hard, fights tooth and nail, almost dies like every time to try to find justice, but at the end he finds out that the people that he thought did not do it. It was somebody else that did it, and he goes undercover to the US to work for the company of the guy who did it. And obviously people back in Korea thought he died, even the girl he loved thought he died, and the girl also started working with the people who were initially accused of having caused the flight crash, even though it wasn't them. She started working with the lady, and she also moves to the US to work as a lobbyist. And so like basically, and then he gets ordered to kill her at the end, and he couldn't do it, like he didn't do it, and so it ends like that on a cliffhanger. It's like it keeps you on your toes the whole time, and at the end it just ends like that. It's supposed to have a season 2. The way they ended it, it's not an open-ended creative direction, I don't think. I think it was supposed to have a season 2, but they did not get it a season 2. And also I think a lot of K-dramas got their popularity in the last couple of years, maybe like 2020, 2021, 2022. I mean, I only started watching them last year, so at that time probably the ratings were not as good. So Vagabond, I want to give it 10 out of 10, but because of they don't have a second season, I'm just gonna leave it at a 9.5. Otherwise, and I don't like action stuff, but that was really, really good, like super, super good. And then also the number one, oh my god, like every time I think about this, it brings me so much joy and sadness at the same time. And you're wondering, why is that? Because like it's the type of love that is so rare to find, and the actors are married. and have a child in real life. They got married after the show, which makes it so magical. Like, oh my god. And if you guys know this, like, I'm talking about Crash Landing on You. I did not want to watch it at the beginning because I saw a poster for it and I thought, I don't watch it. Like, why would I watch it? But then I clicked on it because I was bored, and my god, I was crying the entire time. And then when I finished the series, I went to listen to the soundtrack. Every time I hear the soundtrack, my heart just breaks, because if I think about it, I will never experience that type of love. I might never experience that type of love, and I don't want to say never, but there's a possibility that you guys. So Crash Landing on You, the actors, first of all, the chemistry, 12 out of 10, 20 out of 10, 100 out of 10. The chemistry that they have with each other, that slow burn type of love, they're opposite attract from the first episode. You are hooked in, like, there is no escaping that. I've watched it 3 times and I never rewatch shows, like never, and I watched it 3 times and it was like, oh my god, I was crying, like ugly crying, like oh my god. And I want to tell you guys, so what is it about? It's about a girl, a woman who owns this huge company. She comes from a very powerful, wealthy, as she calls it, the 0.01% of Korea, South Korea. And her company is about to start like a new sportswear, so she wants to try it out, and she goes paragliding. Tell me why this girl goes on the day that they had a tornado. So the tornado takes her on a whirlwind and it drops her on the north side, which is North Korea. And the soldier finds her and she runs away from the soldier. And later on, she walks a huge distance and thinks that she made it to South Korea. Meanwhile, she's still in North Korea. And then she makes it to their military housing where everybody stays. And so, if you guys know, North Korea is a communist country. So, like, everything is not as the capitalist South Korea. And so, the soldier saves her because the commander was about to see her, saves her, takes her to his house, cooks her food. Like, he pretends he doesn't like her, but he really likes her. They obviously have this opposite attract type of situation where they hate each other at the beginning. The soldiers that were with the guy at the beginning, they also find out that she's alive. It's like a new family. The town finds out about her. The soldier lies and says she's my fiance, but then he has a fiance of 10 years. The fiance comes back, but obviously he doesn't love her. He loves this new girl. It's a whirlwind roller coaster. Like, it takes you up and down emotions. And then at the end, like, she kept trying to go back to South Korea, failing, and at the end she successfully goes back. But the enemy of the soldier, like, the soldier has this enemy that killed his brother, is like chasing him all over the place. He basically says to him, I'm gonna follow you, girl, because he knows that, you know, he likes her. So I'm gonna follow her to South Korea and kill her. And so the soldier goes through this tunnel for like 20 hours, goes to South Korea. So the first South, like the one in North Korea was nice, but the one in South Korea where the other soldiers also go and they discover a whole lot of a capitalist country. They discover all these nice things that they've never experienced in their lives, because most of them come from like poor backgrounds, and they have so much fun at her house because she has like a huge apartment. Like, just talking about it, I wanna go rewatch it. I wanna go rewatch it because it was such a nice thing. Obviously at the end they reunite again. I'm not gonna say too much because I feel like I've said too much, but that is for me it's 100 out of 10. Like I'll never watch anything again that will top that, and I swear, like I would never watch anything that would top that. If you guys know of any series that will top Crash Landing on You, please put it in the comments because I want to see it. I want to see it. And also, so rating is 100 out of 10. And honorable mention, I want to mention Mr. Queen. It's such a crazy concept of time travel, but I think it's really nice. So Mr. Queen, as well as Puck's, the story of Puck's marriage contract, those two, amazing. 10 out of 10 on both ends. So these are my favorite Korean dramas. If you guys have any recommendations, so based on the ones that I told you, you can sort of get an idea of what I like. If you have anything that you would like to add and rate on my, like, do it in the comments, and I'll be there to debate you on whether or not it deserves the rating. So before I go, I just want to ask you guys to please subscribe to my channel, watch my other videos because I have a bunch of other videos, comment, like, share to your friends who like ASMR. And another thing, I have Instagram, the link is in my bio, so follow me on Instagram as well. I just post my regular stuff. It's not ASMR related. I do have a ASMR Instagram, but I don't post there. So yeah.